Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carly Stevens. I'm the author of the Tanyuin Academy series, and this is English Nerd. So welcome back. I know that this channel, obviously it covers a variety of things, literature, writing, both academic and fictional, but I know that a lot of you are reading Shakespeare, or you want to read Shakespeare, or you have to read Shakespeare, and it can be a bit of a challenge if you are new. So I have a video already about some things to keep in mind as you're beginning to read Shakespeare so you can understand it better, the way that I recommend that you approach Shakespeare. And one of those tips was to develop a Shakespearean vocabulary. Obviously, he uses so many words that I'll read Shakespeare and won't understand everything that he's trying to say, but there are certain words that are used really often, in many cases, not only in Shakespeare's works, but also in a lot of older literature. So I wanted to give you some tools to approach some of Shakespeare's great plays by understanding it better through these words. That sentence was kind of a Michael Scott sentence. Sometimes I'll begin a sentence and not quite know where I'm going until it gets there. Anyway, here are 20 Shakespearean words to know in order to understand his plays. So the first one is an. Obviously, you all know what an is in terms of like an eye for an eye, but if you see an in a really weird place, chances are it means if. Sometimes he'll even write "an if that were true" or something like that, and he's just kind of repeating that same exact idea. "An it were true, if it were true." So "an" is number one. Second is ado, as in much ado about nothing. Ado means trouble, difficulty, or fuss. So a lot of fuss, a lot of trouble over nothing at all is the idea. Number three is anon. That means soon, presently, in a sec. So if somebody shouts anon, that means in a moment, in a moment. In my Shakespeare class, we just read the scene in Henry IV, Part 1, where Prince Hal plays a trick on Francis and makes him be pulled in all these different directions, and he keeps saying anon, anon, and that's what that means. Next one is attend. Attend means to wait for or to listen to. So you can, if somebody just says attend, chances are they're just saying listen to this. If you say attend on someone, then it's kind of like either wait for them, or also it can mean help them out. So attend, these spirits attend on you, I think Prospero says at one point. Okay, next on my handy dandy list, I have aught, spelled with an A. That means anything, anything at all. So in Hamlet, when Ophelia tries to give back the letters that he wrote to her, he says, no, I never gave you aught. I never gave you anything, which is untrue, but yes, it means anything. After that is I. I'll have students say this word in a variety of ways, and it's just pronounced I, like a pirate would say it, and it means yes. After that, there is the word base. Notice we're going in alphabetical order. You're welcome. Base means morally low. Usually it means morally low. It can in Shakespeare also mean low-born, just in general, but he'll almost always use it, and writers in general, if it's an adjective, will use it to mean morally low or worthless. Next, there is befall. To befall is to happen. So, you know, what befell him, what happened to him, those would mean exactly the same thing. Next is commend. Commend, you guys probably know in more modern English, if you say somebody was commended for their works, that is, you know, they're being praised for it. But commend can mean in Shakespeare to convey greetings. So if I say commend me to my kind lord, like Desdemona says in Othello, that means, you know, send greetings to him, you know, give him my regards. The next one is ere, spelled E-R-E. That means before, and that's a really good one just in general to know if you're reading older literature. Ere this happened, before this happened, means exactly the same thing. All right, next one is fain. Fain is one of those words that does not look like what it means, so it's an adverb. It looks like it would be an adjective or something if you're a grammar person, but it actually is an adverb. It means gladly or willingly. So I would be loved, fain. I would gladly be loved, but I am taken by your enemy, John Donne writes. After that is false. Everybody knows what it means in terms of true and false, but false has a different meaning in Shakespeare. It can also mean treacherous. So if somebody calls another person false, it's not like Dwight Schrute doing it. I have all these Office references in this video that I was not intending. But instead, if somebody calls another person false, they're saying you are a traitorous, underhanded person. Okay, after that there is fie. Fie is an interjection. It's basically a light curse. It's an exclamation of disgust or dismay. So fie on it, Hamlet says in his first soliloquy. But this happens all the time in like all of Shakespeare's plays. Fie, just ugh, ah. It's like equivalent to that sort of noise. Okay, next one is forbear. So forbear means to stop. Most of the time, it has a couple different meanings, but for the most part, if somebody says forbear, then that means desist, stop, whatever it is that you're doing. Forsooth is one of those words that you see in kind of Shakespeare parody language, but it is actually a word that Shakespeare uses, and forsooth means certainly, basically. So the sooth part of forsooth means truth or promise. So forsooth means in truth, certainly this is the case. Next is gentle. Actually, this one doesn't come up quite as often in Shakespeare, but it's often enough that I think it's worth mentioning. Again, it's a word that we know in different terms, but Shakespeare doesn't only use it to mean gentle in the way that we think of gentle. If that meaning doesn't seem to fit, chances are he is using it in the sense of well-born or noble. So in Henry V's St. Crispin's Day speech, he says, "This day shall gentle your condition." He's using it as a verb there because Shakespeare does whatever Shakespeare wants to do, but he means that this day, when you're fighting with me, that will make you noble in a kind of hierarchical sense, like a gentleman, like that. Next is habit, another one of those words that we know one sense of, but not necessarily another. Shakespeare will use habit in the sense that we are aware, as well as an outfit of clothes. So I think it's Horatio who tells Hamlet, I saw the ghost of your father in his habit as he lived, in the outfit that he would wear. All right, and then high is the next one. Not high as in high. High as in H-I-E. So high means hurry. So, high the Malvolio, Olivia tells him in 12th Night. So hurry, go and take care of this. And then the next one is humour. It's usually spelled O-U-R, the British way, not the American way with just the O. Humor is kind of a complex idea in Shakespeare that I'm not going to fully get into, but normally if the word humor is used, it's not usually in the sense of like comedy. Instead, it's in the sense of a mood or a disposition or a temperament. Basically, humors were the bodily fluids that controlled temperament. This was a belief for a long time and one that Shakespeare plays with. Anyway, that's subject for a separate video. You guys now have the definition, so you're good to go. And then I think I added, I haven't been counting down here, but I think I counted 20. The next one is, it's 2 words actually, if faith, and I apostrophe, that means in, just said really quickly, if faith. It basically means the same thing as, like, honestly, I think this. If faith, she's a great person, you know, like, honestly, I think that's true. Faith is kind of like, it's a synonym for sooth, is a synonym for your honesty, kind of. All right, well, I didn't explain all of that superbly well, so if you still have any questions, please put those down below. I would love to help you understand Shakespeare better. Please make sure that I'm not like doing your homework or, you know, explaining a full-on passage for you just because I'm super busy these days, sorry. But if you have a question about any of these words, please put it down in the comments and I will be sure to answer them. Yes, there's a part 2 coming with this video with the end of the alphabet, so stay tuned with that and don't forget to subscribe for more English nerdy goodness. All right, see you soon. Bye.